One of the most valuable lessons we've learned in our boat restoration project is location, location, location. This is Luke, and I'm Lori, and time is running out and we need to find a place to continue our construction. So we're going to weigh the options and see what is the fate of the LAHAKAI. And if you want to see the LAHAKAI in her full glory again, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and ring that bell. It's a totally free way to keep the journey alive. So what you do know is that we're still at the sandblaster. But what you don't know is that after struggling to find a place to do the rest of our construction, they generously offered us to stay right here. Hey guys, at our space now. So we decided that this is going to be a really good place. They gave us a great offer, and so this is the place we're actually going to do all of the construction. And the great thing about this and about staying here is that we don't have to go through all the trouble of moving the boat. And this way, we literally just leave that building and we come right here. Sounds promising, right? But sometimes the right way is not always the easiest. And after working for a little while, we soon realized that the space was not ideal for building a boat. The main drawbacks, the dust, and the noise. Hey, it's loud here because we're at the sandblaster. So we're super happy with staying here. There's some noises that we're gonna have to deal with. I'm sorry, there's tons of noise. I don't know if you can hear me, but lots of banging all of a sudden. And what we quickly realized was this wasn't just work, but it's our passion project. We couldn't just think about clocking in and getting it done the cheapest way possible. We needed to enjoy every day, even the difficult ones. So we decided to take another look around the city and see what we could find. And maybe you could help us choose the best place to finish the LAHAKAI. So let's start here, from the sandblaster, and go from there. Pros are, we don't have to move the boat. We just roll her outside. And also, when we build the boat shed, we have some things that we can anchor to. Additionally, there are some limited tools that are available for us to use. Now let's talk the cons. It's rather dusty and hot here and lacks wind circulation. Oh, and the noise. Another drawback is that we don't get cell reception. And while they do have Wi-Fi, it's only in the office and the signal isn't great. For the cost, it comes in comparable to other cheaper locations, with the added benefit that we don't have to hassle with another move. So let's head down to the river where all of the shipyards are and see what options we can find. Our first stop is one of the few places in Navegantes that specializes in sailboats. This is a business that does everything for you. You drop off your sailboat and you get a brand new one back. They even build from scratch. So in the event that we're tired of doing all the work ourselves, this is the place to go. That being said, everything has a price.
The moonshine. Very sweet.
shipyard now, just to get you an idea of the entrance. So one of the things that we have to consider is how does the boat get in? Because we're on land now. We'd have to do some calculations. It's a maybe. Basically, the truck could come up and maybe pull into this long driveway that's on the other side and then angle itself into this entrance. It's a possibility. There is high wires on this side and not that side, but they don't look terribly low, so it's also something to consider. But it's a maybe. So let's get down to brass tacks, the pros. This company knows how to work on sailboats, and they have excellent carpenters and boat workers. They also have connections so they can get discounted materials. And finally, the yard has direct river access. Now let's talk cons. There is no DIY here. You have to do all the labor hired through them. And arriving by land is looking a little complicated. Plus, there's no Wi-Fi here, and that's an important detail for us. This location comes at a premium price, but also the least amount of labor. Now we're leaving a place that does everything, and we're going to a place where you do everything. Let's take a look at this co-working space just down the street. So we're here in front of another shipyard to see if this is a nice option. Unfortunately, just arriving, we can already see some problem. This is in the main road, and this is another reason why we've been really hesitant about going into any of these shipyards in the main road, is because of this road. It's really hard to get into this gate. So see, the gate's super small. We have a really long low bed truck, as you've seen us moving the boat before, and it's just impossible to get in here. So we'd have to go in through the water definitely here, which would be lifted up, meaning we have to go into the water to get out of the water, which is another cost. So let's see if that's actually worth it. So this place is a little bit like a co-working space. Instead of having like one owner, he rents it out to everybody different. There's kind of different companies here that take up the spaces. And this is our friend Diego here. He helps out a little bit on our boat so far, and he's working on these two boats here, which is really nice. There's also this insane luxury boat here and a super cool wooden one back there. So we could rent out, say, this space over here underneath this tree and work on our own. So this is the true DIY, everything on our own, hiring our people, doing our own thing, managing our own space. I don't even know if there's a bathroom here or anything. So you're really on your own in here, but that could be really appealing as well because, you make your own rules. There's some nice pros about this location. Sometimes shipyards can have rules or restrictions, but here you have full control over your space and project. There's some woodworking equipment available, and there's river access where we can exit at the end of our project. But the best part is, it's conveniently located close to shops. The cons, however, are considerable. The boat cannot arrive by land, and that's a biggie. Also, there's no Wi-Fi. Overall, we found the price to be a bit high in comparison to other locations and their amenities. Now we're heading further down the river to someplace really special. It's a traditional shipyard that dates back to the 1980s. Okay, so right off the bat, this might not be the most ideal situation for our boat because this is a very small residential street and this tiny gate is the only way you can get in unless you get in through the water, and the water level here is very short. But we really wanted to check it out anyway because this is one of the most traditional places for boat making in Navegantes. These boats date way back, and the traditions of making the boat are still the same. Everything is done by hand. All these boats are wood boats, and I don't know, it's just adorable and really beautiful to look at. So we're gonna check it out anyway. So in this shipyard, everything is a family affair. It's still run by two brothers, and like I said, everything's done by hand. So there's this really wonderful feel to it. Here is their wood shop. Not a lot of tools, just a few things to cut, and I really believe that most of this is done by hand with traditional tools. This is my favorite here. This is a beautiful little fishing boat that they're repairing, and I know that the discoloration is part of the process, but it makes it really charming. There's a plank that they're replacing in the middle. This is a very small yard, so it just fits these three boats here. And the boat that I'm sitting on now. And then there's a couple of small ones. So pretty small yard, but it has a really nice vibe. It's really full of nature. It has this super quiet here, and you get this wonderful view of the river with all the boats coming in. It's quite charming, actually. But do you think it's the right place for LAHAKAI?
So the pros about this place is the amazingly skilled carpenters we would have access to, especially for our upcoming interior build. And the atmosphere is wonderful with great nature and humble people. And the cons? It's a small and already crowded boatyard. We're not sure the LAHAKAI with her boat shed will fit. There's no way to enter by land, and you guessed it, no Wi-Fi here. But if we manage to make it all work, it would be one of the more affordable places to finish our project. Now we're going to head upriver to a place outside of the city limits. This is where we're scheduled to look at a promising shipyard that a friend recommended.
Alright, here we are in another space, and this place is enormous. We're a little bit further outside of the city, so that's a little drawback, but I guess the compromise is how much space you have. Right now we're directly on the river back here, and there's tons of these huge boats here that are being repaired, so we're in good company. They're much larger than our boat, but looks like a really cool space so far. Let's walk around. escaping the sun right now because it's really hot, and I'm in the shade of this enormous steel boat. There's actually several steel boats here. This one is enormous, and it's a bit of a Frankenstein. So, but check out all the other ones that we have here. There's a steel boat here. There's one over here next to the wood one. I can get a closer look in a bit. There's also another one right here with a flag right on top of it. So, good company here, good company. I'm sure there's a lot of good workers here that we could probably pull from and get some advice if needed. And also, I don't know if you remember our previous videos, but this boat has been being in repair for the longest time on the main strip. It entered the water, and for some reason it's here, so perhaps something went wrong and they needed to fix it. But it's a pretty cool place so far. So they told us that they can clean up this little space over here, and it would be a good place to put the boat, which is nice because we still have this great view of the river. We're right next to this kind of communal dining area thing. Yeah, and we're a little bit further away from the bigger boat construction. So far, really nice offer, really nice place. Even the sun, every now and then there's like a nice breeze from the water. So, I don't know, what do you think? So the con to this place, like we said, it's a little further outside the city. So like, let's say you forgot something or you didn't buy enough of whatever, you'd have to run out there. It's not that big of a deal. And I think that's probably normal for anybody else's construction. So a very small con to an otherwise pretty convincing place. But there's lots of options. So what do you think?
So let's tally it up. The pros. We can hire our own workers, but also the owner is present to assist us with any help or questions. Carpentry machines are available. The area is really open, relatively quiet and spacious, with plenty of room to spread out. There's also a bonus kitchen area to boot. Of course, it comes with direct river access, and would you believe, free Wi-Fi, though we haven't tested the quality yet. Now let's talk cons. The only one we could think of was that it is not in the immediate city. Could you think of anything else for this space? With that said, with all the amenities, this shipyard has the most bang for your buck.
The weather changes from one second to the next here. It was like a nice sunny day, and now it's raining and we're out of here. But that's how it is. I hope you guys liked it, and we're gonna come back again and do more research on this place.
We looked at lots of other spaces, but these are the ones that stood out. So what would you choose if it was your boat? Would you stay and tough it out at the sandblaster to save some hassle? Would you prefer to pay somebody else to build your boat? Or you a die-hard DIYer? Maybe you'd like to give the brothers a chance. Or driving outside of the city sounds like a good deal. Let us know in the comments below. And we hope to see you every Sunday, where we publish new episodes about our journey into the water and around the world.